Can I roll some? Can I keep it lit? Can I smoke some? Can I be about it quick? Can I stack up? Can I say money talk? I don't flap guns. Can I play it low key? Mask up? Can I keep it on me? Stay strapped up? Can I hit it face down? Ass up? Can I say we had of our time? They can't lap us.
Yes, if I may, I want to welcome y'all to episode 12 of My Version's Better right here on the Run Boys Fantasy Network. I am Bogart Scott-Free. Along with me, my man, the CEO of the Run Boys Fantasy Network, the Admiral Robbie J. What's happening, my brother?
What's good, man? Ready to get into today's show. First things first, cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Run Boys and girls. What it do? Dilly. Let's go.
Bud Light, give me money. Hey, so, man, I am ecstatic. You guys.
Hey, you guys.
Bruh, I got my all-time favorite, my all-time personal favorite, and he's known to the industry as one of the more accurate analysts in the game. I'd say he's the most accurate, and if they argue, I'd say my version's better. He is the all-in kid, Jake Ciely.
Hey, I saw we're finishing up with Friends, so I wore my Unagi t-shirt for you guys.
I love it.
Beautiful.
You know, it's funny, when I was narrowing down our trivia, that was actually one of them, the fighting style. What fighting style did he teach them for self-defense? You know what I mean?
Unagi, which is also underwater eel.
Yes. Karate. Yeah. Okay, so check this out.
Freshwater.
Also, my man Jake, the all-in kid, you know, you could find his phenomenal work at theathletic.com. And man, I just don't want to fan out so hard, but pleasure to have you on, my brother.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I was expecting wait, is it a different guest when you said your favorite? I was like, did I the wrong night?
Listen, man, I'm one of those universal thinking psychedelic like mofos, right? And it's crazy because I've been following your work for a long time, and I always respected, you know, your takes. And then I found out your birthday's the day before mine, and then I started claiming the fame. Oh, it's because we're Sagittarius, man. We're awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't share a birthday with Russell Wilson like I do. So you know.
Yeah. Touche.
That's fire. Yeah, that's much
I share
better.
mine with Fred Durst, if I remember correctly, because I'm November 30th.
Well, yeah, with that being said, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, I like that. See what he did there? Well, check this out. We got a phenomenal show for you, Run Boys and Girls. But before we get to it, we're going to handle some quick housekeeping. We want to shout out our very proud sponsor, monkeyknifefight.com. Head on over to monkeyknifefight.com, download the MKF app, and you'll be well on your way to yelling, Monkey Knight, give me money, playing some legal, legit daily fantasy sports prop action. Baseball's in full swing, pun intended. Get in on some home run action. Once again, visit monkeyknifefight.com, promo code RUNBOYS, and we'll match your first deposit all the way up to 50 smackers. Robbie, let them know about some SportsMe.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you guys go ahead. Let me first remove promo code RUNBOYS from the screen for you there. Make sure that you guys go on ahead and hop on over to the SportsMe app. Streamlabs is going to be dropping an invite link for you guys throughout today's live stream. So make sure you go on ahead, get on over to that link there. Just dropped into the chat. SportsMe.com, available on both iOS and Android. The SportsMe app, 30-second quick click content. You are able to civilize debate many of your favorite analysts across the industry, podcasters, casual fans, and such, athletes, and many more. Make sure that you guys go ahead and hop on the SportsMe app and let your takes be heard today.
And you know, the SportsMe app is predominantly sports, but every now and then you'll get a sliver of pop cultural battles. You know, I mean, I can imagine Jake Ciely getting on there talking about when you pour your cereal, you got to go milk first. And that would be, I'm telling you, people would argue this.
That is a psychopath level. I think only psychopaths do that.
It's the right way to do it. It's the only way to control the ratio.
Exactly.
Oh,
I'm on your side of the fence. Yes.
Here's my question. Robbie. When you have your second bowl, do you pour the milk back out and then pour it back in? No, you don't. The milk's already in there.
Touche.
Yeah. A little bit different though. A little bit different when you're just going on to bowl number 2. You know.
Nah, see, the milk goes in. You pour the cereal and you keeps it all crunchy. You control the ratio. Then you go to your second bowl and third bowl, and there, boom, there you go.
Yeah, because when I have done the cereal first method, I would always like put way too much milk, then I'd feel obligated to put more cereal, and then by the time I'm on my third bowl, I'm paying for it later on because I'm in my mid-30s now, and I'm like, why did I eat 3 bowls of cereal for lunch? Even, you know what I mean? Like, just yeah. Well, check this out. We got a big show. Like I said, we have one of the more accurate rankers in the game. Matter of fact, the number 1 accuracy ranker. How about that? You know what I mean? My version's better.
We'll go with it.
So we're gonna open up. We're gonna open up with I'm just curious to see, as it stands currently, where do you have these rookie running backs ranked? We'll start with Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, you're just talking pure redraft, right? So everybody included.
Pure redraft. Everybody.
RB11, and I want to put him higher. Look, this is the same thing we've said before with Ezekiel Elliott and Saquon Barkley and all the rest of them coming out. The only reason he's not as high as they were, which I had them in the top 5, is because of what everybody's talking about, is the offensive line concern. Yeah, but what do we know? Offensive line is a tie break. It's a factor. It's not the only factor out there because you have top 10 running backs with bottom 5 offensive lines. You have RB25 with top 20, top 5 offensive lines. So if you want to say, do I take Nick Chubb or Najee Harris? And you want to say, all right, well, Nick Chubb, fewer touches, better offensive line, better system, whatever you want to say. You can go with that. But if we're going to discount Najee Harris, that's the mistake. And what do we want in fantasy?
A lot of opportunity.
Volume. Yeah, volume with the running back. 20 touches a game. Mike Tomlin's giving it to him. Mike Tomlin loves doing that. Najee Harris not going to be there in the third if you're drafting.
He's not going to be there, Travis.
He's not even going to be in the middle of the second if you're drafting with me.
Travis, you have a better chance at Travis Etienne there than Najee.
That is true. But Najee Harris will by the time we get to mid-August, Najee Harris will be at the turn in the first round.
Yeah, he's already going. And, when there's crazy people like me in the league, you know what I mean? If I don't like what I'm seeing there, I'm taking him on the 1-2 turnaround already because I'm simulating what it's going to be like when we get near to August. You know what I mean? Like right now, you might be like, I got him in a second, and argue is like, no. When things settle down, he's finna be on that 1-2 turnaround. You know what I mean?
And if you don't take him there, you're not gonna get him anyway. He's good. So.
We've seen it in a lot of the mocks that we've done so far, and we'll be bringing back our Monday night mock series here to the network now with redraft approaching. And a lot of what you guys have been seeing lately is Najee is going. He'll go. You have as soon as we're talking snake, of course. As soon as that first round is done, you maybe have that first 3 picks in the second to where you have your chance to call your shot on Najee.
This is the fishbowl.
In any league, if you are simulating for redraft, from what I've been seeing, you may get lucky 5 picks into the second round. But the first 3, boy, I tell you, he's going right in there.
And it's that rookie-ism, bro, the hype-ism. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's attached to him. And like, what I've been having fun doing lately is arguing with people when they say, well, the O-line's so bad. And it just dawned on me, well, maybe they were washed. Maybe he went away and Pouncey obviously retired, you know what I mean? And then you got Villanueva, he went somewhere else, you know what I mean? So maybe these new guys could, just for them being younger, maybe that helps. I don't know. It's still a gamble, but the volume to me still makes me feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And
I love.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wanted to go defer to the chat really quick, and I think that I see Jake, you're shaking your head there at Travis's comment. How are you feeling, brother?
Two different scenarios, 2 different situations. The appeal of Clyde Edwards-Helaire was twofold. One is he was going to the Chiefs. The second part is he was going to the Chiefs in a role of Jamal Charles, where 15 to 18 touches is that range. We're not talking about that volume. That was the peak volume we were hoping at. He was boosted and then overdrafted. I was one of the people that said, take him early in the second round. And then he got into the first round. I said, what the hell are we doing here? When he started getting to like
Damian
106.
Williams, man.
Yeah,
Damian Williams opts out, and it just whoop, it was gone. I was one of those guys.
And if you look at it before even that, before they added Le'Veon Bell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was returning
number 9
value. He was
RB
fine.
number 9. He was RB9 overall in full point PPR. So it was
And which is where with that scenario in particular, Bogart, you and I, we were kind of around that same breath heading into the season. We were like,
I was on a 1-2 turnaround.
I think we said 8. I think we said 8, but he ended up as 9.
To get him. I was happy to get him at the 10 spot. You know what I mean? In the 110 in a lot of my leagues last year, and just like I paid for it later on. You know what I mean? But I shout out to the Heart to Start Fantasy Football homies, man. They have a saying, chances make champions. You know what I mean? So that's the category I would put Najee Harris in a redraft. You know what I mean? If you want to take the chances, because you know that thing can get you there.
He's better than Josh Jacobs. He's going to get at least as many touches as Josh Jacobs, if not more. And Josh Jacobs, even as what he wasn't what we want him to be, he still finished as RB8 last year. And that's Josh Jacobs. And he's getting more, and he's the better player.
Okay, well, dude, I'm about to super fan out. Can we make a list?
Hold on. Let me find it.
Yes.
I got to. Oh, here we go.
So what do we do, Jake, when we try to figure out who we would draft over a Najee Harris in that 1-2 turnaround?
We make a list.
Yes. Okay. So Josh Jacobs, obviously Najee Harris, right?
Najee Harris, 100%.
Okay. Nick Chubb. This one's interesting here.
Barely Nick Chubb. Barely.
Okay. So, Jonathan Taylor, because he's Taylor. Okay. Cam Akers.
I'm going to take Cam Akers by a hair.
Okay.
To be honest with you, if Jared Goff was still there, I would say Najee Harris, but I think Stafford helps.
Stafford loves to pepper the running back too, so we like that. Okay, I got one more, Joe Mixon, because he's actually a value this year, but because this was actually an argument for the past couple of weeks within our
argument for 3 years running on this network.
We always just find someone to argue against Joe Mixon, right? And I'm usually on the Joe Mixon side, but I'm Joe Mixon or Najee Harris.
Najee Harris.
So that's where it is.
I love Jay.
There it is.
I love Jay.
There it is. And a lot of those guys that we said, like the Cam Akers and the Nick Chubb, those guys I feel are going to live on the 1-2 turnaround, and that's where Najee Harris should live.
I did a draft for a magazine just last week, and 11 of the first 12 picks were running backs.
Yeah, sounds like my kind of draft.
I don't even need to be here for the rest of the show. I'm good. He just made the whole show.
Well, let's go on to another running back who seemingly had a lot. We were all big on this guy. He was top 3 on a lot of people's lists. Let's go with Javonte Williams.
Love it.
What about him ranked?
Where you want it
ranked right now?
So I have him at 36. I would take him higher, but here's what it comes down to. It's like we can sit here and say this all the time. We can talk about Miles Sanders from years ago, and we could talk about all these like Cam Akers last year. We could say, well, let somebody else draft them and then go trade for him on the cheap.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. You have to know your league, because there's a lot of leagues where that doesn't happen. You have a lot of leagues like if I draft Williams in the 7th round, knowing he could take over by the middle of the season,
you might hold him.
I'm not going to sell him to you cheap, because that's not why I didn't draft him. If you have somebody in your league who's drafting him with the expectancy and without the knowledge to know that he's not going to hit day one, he's going to split carries day one. If you have somebody like that, that's who you buy low on. But if your league is advanced enough, you either have to choose to sit on him for a few weeks and understand that you're kind of biting that bullet, or you just have to move on and not take him. But Javonte Williams, in my opinion, by the middle of the season should be the lead, but I don't think it'll be Melvin Gordon's not going to go away. I think it could be a lot like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt once Williams takes over.
What I'm wanting to buy into Williams as is kind of my flex play. I'm willing to grab him, later rounds, and then sit back and laugh at the 0 RB truther that missed out on him. Like, ha. That's what you get for choosing that method. And especially I love what you said, Jake. If I'm in my more so casual leagues, with casual fans, they only really play like redraft, so not doing all the dynasty and research stuff like we are. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna hang on to this guy move, and when he does start to take over reins, because I wholeheartedly believe that'll happen here in Denver. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hang on to him. And maybe even when he pops off, if I'm looking at that homer in that casual home league type of situation, that's a Broncos fan, maybe we go ahead and we sell high. What do you think?
That's another way to attack it too,
no,
especially if you have a early game in the season where the important thing is, you guys know this, is it's not just the touches. You got to look at the snap count. So if there's a game and the split is still 65-35 snaps, but he happens to get 12 carries and 60 yards and a touchdown, and Gordon just bombs that day, everything's changing for Williams, despite the fact he's still out there the same. So that's a good way. That's another way to look at it.
I'd flip him for David Montgomery or something like that. I'd be like,
I don't think I'll be having David Montgomery.
Well, maybe not David Montgomery. I forgot there's too many variables coming back for Montgomery this year. You know what I mean?
Like the rest of the backfield.
Yeah. Exactly.
Matt Nagy not knowing to call which play, like that's a big one for me. But
no, the biggest part is just Matt Nagy still trying to say that Andy Dalton's the starter, and that right there, that's all you need to. Dead man walking.
So let's go on to another guy that when I was paying attention to this landing spot, the Jets, man, they drafted Michael Carter. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people high on him, a lot of people not. I still don't know enough if Zach Wilson's going to check down to a running back, because I feel like that's Carter's strength. But where do you got Carter ranked over here, Jake?
Before you go really quick, Jake, can we just name this segment the Tar Heel running back segment?
I have no problem. I switched to my Tar, although I'm a Tar Heels basketball fan. I'm not
Same, yeah.
I still pull for him in football just because I like him so much in basketball. But this is my cousin's fault. I grew up a Notre Dame football fan and a UNC basketball fan. I didn't watch those sports until I was hanging out with him. So blame my cousin for that. I do tiers for my pre-draft, and I had Carter and Williams in the same tier. I think Carter got overlooked at how good he was because of how good Williams was. And obviously they're not the same player. They're not the same skill set at all. One thing I said about Carter is that he's like a salsa dancer out there. Just dances all over the field.
He's doing the merengue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He rushed for 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons without fumbling.
Wow.
Let that sink in for everybody out there. So I compared him and I said, look at Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones isn't out there rushing for 1,600 yards. Aaron Jones is just so damn good on a per touch basis that Carter's definitively the best talent in that backfield. Look at the rest of it. So
I love it.
I am going to have a nice share of Carter. I love to get him as my RB3. If I go wide receiver heavy as my RB2, I won't complain about it. I don't think he's walking into 20 touches. That's not who he is. But if you're talking about, let's replicate a season from last year, like more of a Swift, Edwards-Hilaire with a little bit more upside, I think that's what you're looking for in RB2, especially in a half a full point PPR.
And the offensive line has improved up there. It is improving. So, I mean, and it's a new coach, new scenario. If we've seen the tarnish of Gase kind of wipe away from quarterbacks, and honestly a whole entire organization in Miami.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe this just wipes away from a whole entire organization in New York. Now, Jets fans out there, from fantasy football aside, don't get too excited about what I just said. Don't do that.
I will say, though, I mean, with Zach Wilson, being a mobile QB, that will help, any running back there. But Carter definitely is going to fit in that widespread offense that we would assume they're going to run him coming over from my Niners, or even, the aforementioned Aaron Jones being with his brother, Matt LaFleur over there. You know what I mean? So I like Michael Carter, especially because he carries the Jets like funk on him. He carries like the stank. So people just don't want him 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean?
A lot of that, you're going to get a lot of that with the Jets, but I like Carter. I think he's got a lot of upside.
I can't front. I was that fantasy football player for many of years, especially when it came to like the Jets and even sometimes the Bengals. And this year I'm like, get Bengals, get Jets. Like they're going to be completely different. And I don't know what has happened. You're
going to get value on those guys. That's what it is.
Exactly.
And there's finally some upside. You know what I mean? Like there's some upside there.
Even a little, but it's upside. Even a little bit. I'll take it.
Yeah. I'll tell you much. I won't have too much Corey Davis though, because like he did enough that people will remember from last year.
Yeah.
They're going to be grabbing him like in the high mid rounds. I'm not doing that. That's where I'm
Corey Davis. I've been saying this the entire offseason. I think Corey Davis puts up the same numbers on more targets. I think he's going to be less efficient because here's the thing. I'll admit I had Corey Davis too high coming out of college. I think one of the things we saw last year is that Corey Davis, I'm going to go back to somebody that I always use as the example. I always use Anquan Boldin as the example because Anquan Boldin was a legitimately top 10 wide receiver when he had a top 10 wide receiver across from him. When he was asked to be the guy, he struggled at times. I think what we saw last year with Corey Davis, when he finally had A.J. Brown across from him, he was able to be out there and just do what he's kind of like that 1B wide receiver. So now being the one for the Jets, I think you're looking for Mims to have a breakout second season and Elijah Moore once Jamison Crowder is probably cut after the June 1st designation because he's owed like 10 or 12 million or something like that. He's gone. It's pronounced Crowder.
There.
Say it right, Frenchie.
Oh my goodness.
Simpsons, give me money. All right. Well, how about this? Let's go on to the next guy, man. Travis Etienne. You know what I mean? He's there with Derek Bevel. We know they're going to want to run.
One second. Raj just put up a fans question. What are y'all saying the trade value on Henry is this year? I've seen people being pretty low on him and his value.
We'll go buy
if you're talking about
or sell
which Henry,
high, like,
Derek, or Hunter.
Yeah, if it's Derek, so we were just talking about running backs. If it's Derek, there should not be any type of buy low or type of
While there's people like worried about him, if you know what I mean. Matter of fact, I am a Derrick Henry guy in my keeper league and my dynasty, and I'm willing to sell him for the world. You know what I mean? Because
it's Derek.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I'm willing to sell him for the world. If you got the world for me, you come get him. And maybe even sometime mid-season, if there's a move I can make to improve my team, I'll move him as long as he ain't looking bad. Because I do feel like if you don't get off the train early enough,
it'll come back and bite you. Yeah.
Or you just won't be able to sell him for the world. You know what I mean? Maybe just a hemisphere. You know what I mean? Like, I want the world and everything in it.
Because
of
age? Nah.
But because of recency bias too. Like what he's coming off of. You don't just come off a 2,000-yard rusher because that person you're going to be able to get in his head, bro.
He's been a monster the last 2 years. I'm hanging on to Derek.
And I'm being very careful not to shit on Derrick Henry because every year I'm making excuses. Last year I'm like, they lose Jack Conklin. Most of his, he averaged 8 yards a clip, runs to the right. That's gone. And and then I'm just like, you know what, dude? Just until he dies, you just keep running him out there.
It's the 350 touch concerns that everybody throws out. Ezekiel Elliott was fine after it, and it's not even Ezekiel Elliott. Derrick Henry's a freak of nature. That dude, if somebody blows his knee out, okay, fine. But you know what? This happened, like Saquon Barkley 2 years in a row. Like there's just like these kind of things happen. All intents and purposes, Derrick Henry is just going to destroy people again this year.
Yeah, we're keeping Henry. We're not doing that. Okay, yeah. Back on topic.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
If you want to give me Christian McCaffrey, cool. But that's about it.
Listen, man, CMC, man, he came off of the injury. I'd say the most. I would do that just for the pass catching paralysis. Am I saying that word right? We're going with it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going with it. Yeah, but anyways, let's go. Travis Etienne. You got Derek Bevel there. They're gonna run like hell. I mean, he's the fact that James Robinson's there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like because if not, Travis Etienne in redraft probably be higher than where he's going. But like, where do you got him ranked currently?
He's just outside my RB1s, kind of down in the mid to low RB2 because let's go back to the Browns when I brought him up and flipped it. Let's say Kareem Hunt's the lead and Nick Chubb's the backup. That's what we're going to get here. You're going to get a lesser version of Alvin Kamara and you're going to get a better version of Latavius Murray. That everybody keeps wanting to bring up the comparisons to the Saints. Well, he's not Alvin Kamara. He's not going to be top 5, that being ETN, but it'll be a mid-level RB2, especially in the pass catching, which I don't get why everybody's bitching and complaining that he's running receiver routes. First of all, it's in rookie camp. Second of all, we wanted Le'Veon Bell to run more routes. We wanted David Johnson to run more routes.
We wanted Derrick Henry.
We want all these guys to run routes, and then ETN's doing that in rookie camp, and people are like, oh my God, what are they doing? Like, we want manufacture touches for the running back, and I'm happy. Yeah. He's walking to the 50+ receptions. Maybe he only gets 600 or 700 receiving yards, but kind of go back. I'd say Edwards-Helaire version, RB 15, 16, 17, but James Robinson's not going to be dead. James Robinson could be a fine fringy RB2, RB3 as your flex running back, better than Latavius Murray because you can actually use him unlike Latavius. Like Latavius were just out there like if Kamara goes down, look what's going to happen for Latavius.
Oh, yeah. We're just like, yes.
James Robinson we can use this year. You're looking at this offense with Lawrence, ETN, James Robinson, DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, and Chenault. This is going to be hella fun this year.
Yes, I like that. I like that.
I love it.
Yes, we're going with hella fun. Do
you know how much I'm in on the Jaguars? I might have wasted $20, but it was fun as hell to do because I put $20 on them to win the Super Bowl as soon as the season ended. It's a $2,000 win if it happens, but I wanted to do it for the fun of it.
Exactly. It's fun. Like,
I mean, it could have been a light lunch or 40 bands. You know what I mean? Why not?
Exactly.
Okay, well, I like that because ETN is somebody that I would love as my third running back if I'm going running back heavy, like I can't stop doing. I just can't stop it. It's like a disease. You know what I mean?
I've been snatching ETN late third, beginning of the fourth, just like mad late, because if I'm not able to get Robinson, then that's good. I know I want some piece of that backfield. I just don't know exactly what piece yet. And that's exactly who I've been going after, because it's like, if you're not going to take it, I will. That's your fault, not mine.
I do want to say, as a Niner fan, I wanted to just selfishly ask you about Sermon, but I tend to have this cheat code. Just grab him late. Grab any Niner, the later Niner running back. It just seems to be a cheat code. If you could wait, whether by injury or hell or high water or just poor play, that later guy ends up becoming the guy. Whether it was Carlos Hyde to Breida to Mostert to JWJ last year, excuse me. I mean, in this year, maybe I'll stash some Sermon late.
I definitely don't over Sermon. Here's why. Right now, let's go back to the Carter thing. Right now, talent, pure talent. Sermon's the best running back in that backfield.
Yes.
The other part about it is, what do we know about Shanahan? Jeff Wilson is just a dude. Jeff Wilson on any other team, we wouldn't be talking about Jeff Wilson, because Kyle Shanahan turns every running back into gold. Every single one of them. The Midas touch of running backs. So if anything happens to Mostert, if anything happens to anybody, there's talk that Mostert might get cut, which I don't think is going to happen. But I bring that up to say this. If you're drafting now before June 1st, get Sermon, because if Mostert does get cut, his price is going to fly through the roof.
Especially where I'm at in the Bay Area, bro. There's too many Niner fans in my home leagues. They're already pulling them up too.
There's about to be a lot of Trey Sermon talk this week. So I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say here, y'all heard it here first. I know one other place, on the SportsMe app, y'all may have heard it. Shouts to the homie LQ, Real Deal Fantasy. It's starting to churn. If you are still drafting right now, ears open to the streets.
Hey, and don't forget, they drafted Elijah Mitchell too. So I mean, there's just grab a piece of this backfield late in the draft for the hell of it.
Yeah, eventually it might happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's uncanny. Like you said, it's the Midas touch of running backs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Robbie, go ahead and take us on to the next topic, my brother.
Absolutely. Tight end is a hot fuego commodity this year, per usual. I know that you're not big on going tight end early, and much like myself. What are some of the mid-round tight ends you're willing to find yourself targeting, whether it's in mock drafts or your real draft scenarios? Shout out to Draft Night Out. Make sure you get your tickets. Fantasy Football Expo.
Give me money. Give me money.
You want you want to talk 10th round plus? We want to go that far?
Sure. I mean, whether you want to go mid rounds or later, man. Just
because here's the thing. So we know there's the consensus 4, and I would kind of say at this point, you could even argue that Andrews is at. So it's the big 2, Waller, Andrews on his own tier, and then Pitts. Pitts, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's Pitts.
Ooh, Pitts. Okay, I like that better than Hawkinson.
Yeah, but see, Hawkinson because of Jared Goff concerns. That's why I have that. But he's in that same group. Goddard, Logan Thomas and Tanyan if they repeat it. But what do we see with this group every single year? There's so many disappointments in that group that I'm just going to wait. And that's why I say 10th round plus. So I'm looking at some guys who disappointed last year. I'm looking at the fact that Tyler Higbee now has Stafford and got rid of Gerald Everett. So he is just the guy again. I'm looking at Evan Ingram if he can finally catch the ball and stay healthy. I think that Anthony Fersker is intriguing, but to a degree, it really, like, I'm a big Josh Reynolds guy, and everything that the Titans have done, in my opinion, has told me that they want Josh Reynolds to replace Corey Davis, which kind of makes Ferkser the Jonnu situation, where how much do you really trust the tight end? So let's talk about.
He's going to be out there blocking more so too. Like,
yeah, 100%. And two more. So Blake Jarwin, healthy back for Dak. Dak and Jarwin back, which the excitement for Jarwin was for last year. But my big one, walking into a ton of targets.
What's up, Pig?
And Irv? Are you talking Irv?
Not Irv.
Okay. Ooh, Chris Herndon. Don't.
Oh. No. I'm done with Chris Herndon.
We're not doing the Chris Herndon thing.
Have we been doing Chris Herndon since 2004? Like, seriously, like.
Adam Gase had us all convinced.
I'll give you a hint since you're trying to guess. We're hoping. We don't know who the quarterback is from day one. We're assuming and hoping who the title is.
Is it my man, Old Man Wolverine, Old Man Logan?
No. It's going to be Jameis Winston and Adam Trautman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trautman, yeah.
Adam Trautman all day long.
Hey,
there
you know what, dude? I just realized, didn't they draft him like fairly high last year too?
Last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they had intention with him. No more Cook. I like that one a lot.
I'm enjoying Trautman. I'm really high on Fersker this year. I am huge on secret stacks. Tannehill's part of Bogart calls it the fantasy
fraternity.
The fantasy football fraternity.
And you win a championship with you. You know what I'm saying? They're part of the fraternity. Get them a jacket.
Exactly. It's kind of hard. Those are your guys. And I'm a huge proponent. I'm beating the Tannehill Fersker drum. And I'm especially beating it for those that they miss out on that Corey Davis value in redraft. And it's like, well, now what do I do? Now what can I do? Well, you can fuck over that Corey Davis person that roster CD, and you could take Tannehill, and then you could grab Fersker way after round 10. Like, we're talking like 14. Like, you could even grab them. And I'm a fan of that stack. Jonnu Henry. Those two up there in New England, one of the two has to eat. I don't know. I'm personally not going to be drafting either of the two.
No,
I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not rolling the dice on that.
Let's go down this road.
Yes,
Jonnu and Henry aren't Gronk and Hernandez.
No.
Cam and Mack are not Tom Brady.
No.
They don't even have a legitimate number one threat wide receiver out there to, like, as of right now. So I don't get
not my man Jacoby Myers. My baloney has a first name.
No. So I hate this because I hate it. Always feels like the crutch fallback for everybody has always said, "Oh, they're great in best ball." I hate that because I hate everybody has valuable in baseball. The only thing I say is if you want to stack Jonnu and Henry in best ball, as maybe you wait on tight end and you pull that off in like the 9th round, you go back to back at that point. That's the only place I could see doing it, but I still don't even love it.
No, with that.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I feel like they're just going to be the power run team to end all power run teams. You know what I mean? Like, they got a bunch of hogs on that line. They're going to run a gang of 12 personnel.
They drafted a Nugal Garrett Blunt.
Exactly. Like
Stevenson.
This is what I'm saying. They got a giant running back type quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like pounding the rock is what they're going to do and just play hard-nosed defense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see too much fantasy. Matter of fact, hot take of the year. All the New England Patriots fantasy guys, they're all best ball guys. How about that? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, my goodness.
You want to touch anyone, any New England? Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm about to – I think I'm going to label them.
That's a SportsMe take.
I'm going to label them like untouchable in fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, I just –
you should, if you do the graphic, you should do the Untouchables movie and just put all the Patriots.
I like that. We actually did a rumble. We do a show like under the influence every Friday.
And we after dark,
live 6:00 p.m. PT, 9:00 Eastern every Friday. Shameless plug. But we actually did a cover of the Undroppables one time. But we should holler at my man, have him whip up that New England thing. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get at Jordan about that one.
Okay, what about Irv? What about Irv Smith Jr.?
Swerving Urban?
I'd be more on that team. The problem is that's a 3-man team for fantasy. It's Thielen, Jefferson, and Cook, and then the problem is even once we were finally done with Kyle Rudolph, they started getting Conklin always involved. It's like they are insistent on not just doing one tight end. I love Irv. I wish Irv Smith was on another team.
With with Minnesota, I kind of see them as that old school 2009 2001
it's
team.
Kubiak's little guy, man. It's his son.
But
you know what I mean? I expect the same.
But no, I mean, I'm tossing, just a little bit of NFL history here for maybe some of our older viewers out there. I compare it to that team because can you remember the tight end from that roster? But you remember Randy Moss. Yeah, but you remember Randy Moss. You remember Chris Carter. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he was like way after. Yeah, but they had Michael Bennett. Yeah, they had Michael Bennett as the running back. Yeah. But yeah,
Percy Harvin, a little bit, just a smidge.
But when Peterson, they had Percy Harvin. They had Percy Harvin. And who was the other? Oh man, I can't remember that boy's name.
No, the reason I hated Percy Harvin is because he's from here, and I watched him at Lansdowne, and I watched when the play didn't involve him. They hiked the ball, and the dude just stood up and stood on the line of scrimmage and didn't go anywhere. I hated him forever for that.
Yeah.
And now he's the Super Bowl champ.
But no, I bring it up because, ladies and gentlemen, even in the NFL, history repeats itself. But no, okay. I like all of your takes on tight ends, and I like that we're both in that same breath.
Well,
in terms of late round tight end.
Speaking of history repeating itself, what rookie QB?
That's what I was about to get. Yeah.
Do you think has the highest potential to being this year's Justin Herbert, or as my man Robbie said, will 2020's history repeat itself with one of these QBs?
So I actually think we could have a quarterback to exceed Justin Herbert because we have Trevor Lawrence. I've said this many times before. I hate the generational talent. I hate that terminology.
Oh yeah.
I told you guys I do tiers with my pre-draft rankings, and because I hate using that, I started with tier 0 for 2 players, Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, because they are. That's not hyperbole to say they are generational talents. All the people out there saying
Trevor Lawrence is above.
Yeah, to say he's the best since Andrew Luck, the best since Peyton. It's true. If Trevor Lawrence bombs, something went wrong with his body. Like it shouldn't happen. Like cancel sports. Like it shouldn't happen. But Trevor Lawrence has the rushing upside, has even more if you watched him in college. There's a lot of times where he is a lot more elusive than people think he is.
Absolutely.
And his talent just as a pure passer is better than Herbert. I'll admittedly say that I was too low on Herbert. I watched 3 years of not improving at Oregon and said, I don't see where it's going to happen in the NFL. He surprised me. But Trevor Lawrence, I think, could exceed his numbers from last year. I think if you said that Trevor Lawrence set the new passing touchdown record, it wouldn't shock me, especially on that team. And assuming Nagy gets his head out of his ass, Justin Fields in fantasy, because of the rushing upside alone, he will be like, again, it won't be the Justin Herbert numbers for the passing, but he is a better passer than people think. He is clearly the number 2 quarterback in this draft class. Don't come at me and tell me differently because you're wrong. Justin Fields is the number 2 quarterback.
His version's better. Your version's better.
For Justin Fields, people that were going gaga over these film and practice tapes inside the bubbles and all this type of stuff with Zach Wilson, Justin Fields was doing that before Zach Wilson was, and he was doing it on the field, and he was doing it against a high level of competition, unlike Zach Wilson, who's essentially, in my opinion, kind of like Daniel Jones. So Justin Fields, what, you've been saying that forever too?
Yes! I interviewed Daniel, and I have a feeling if it wasn't for COVID and I had gotten to interview Zach, it would have been the exact same emotions for when I interviewed him. Yeah.
Did you see the video of them going to the draft in the van? The family?
Yes. He's just like, Mom, why are you putting me through this? He's so like,
he's like, what is he like? Rolling out there. Years old? Is he like 16, bro? Like his face is like,
no. Actually, look, I think Zach Wilson could be fine, but just don't tell me he's better than Justin Fields. That's all I'm saying. And Justin Fields has a chance to. He's for everybody that wants to make the easy comparison or keep trying to pull Jalen Hurts into this conversation. Sure, the rushing upside, fine. Fields is a better passer than Jalen Hurts. So if you're excited about Jalen Hurts, you should be excited about Justin Fields.
And Fields is, literally one of probably the smartest QB prospect we've ever seen because of, according to that Wonderlic test or whatever you took. Bro, if you could run that RPO better than a Nick Foles or a Trubisky, because Trubisky man, Trubisky can't even read, bro. Like, how about that? You know what I mean? Like, he just can't even read, period. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, Fields is gonna excel. You know what I mean?
With Fields, it goes back to exactly what you said there, Jake, and it's whether or not Matt Nagy is able to tell head from ass or not. I mean, if we see a smooth, competent Nagy that also doesn't forget that, I don't know, the tight end position is also there simultaneously, then Fields can be an amazing pickup, and I wouldn't be shocked if we have a couple of people out there sitting back saying, "Look, I told you so. I told you Fields was a steal."
Fields is a joke that he fell that far, in my opinion. But yeah, week 2, week 4 at the latest, there's no way you cannot go with Andy Dalton. I mean, maybe if you want to avoid week 1 on the road, but I just can't.
But, hey, and going back to Bogart sentiments, if there's any quarterback competent enough to do it in Matt Nagy's so-called high-powered system, high-level system, Bogart's right. It's gonna
the Andy Reid ripoff.
Exactly.
Like, you know what though? I will say, man, Fields probably wouldn't have went to my Niners if the week before the draft it don't come out that he's epileptic. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, people, I'm just saying though, like, you know, when you're looking at your long-term investment, that's gonna weigh heavy. And like, look at the first team who traded up to try to get him. It was, I guess Minnesota was technically thinking about it, but you know what I mean? Hey. Here goes the Chicago Bears, who are maybe even if you're smart, you do dumb shit when you're desperate. And you know what I mean? This one paid off. This one paid off. You know what I mean? Like they got an A+ in their draft just for that right there.
Oh yeah. Okay. So pretty much Trey Lance out of all the rookie QBs. There we go. Be this year's Justify Herbert. I'm sorry we went on a Fields man. I love how every time like this rookie class of quarterbacks gets brought up, even though we're now post draft. That fire for Fields still comes out of every analyst. I love that. I really do.
Because Fields was dope, bro. And like, he shows up on big stages. You know what I mean? Like he showed.
There was too much of. I think it was somebody on ESPN. I don't remember who said it, but the best thing I saw was every single year we sit here and talk about what does this quarterback, the rookies, what does this quarterback do well? What does he do well? How does he project out? What we can do with this?
And he did it all.
And then Fields this year was the first time it's been, this is what he does wrong. This is what he can't do. This is what he struggles with. It was just baffling to watch heading up to the draft. And the lazy analysis, and you guys both know that, I hate that we head towards a certain type of quarterback, if everybody understands what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And the first, you could go through so many scouting reports, and the first negative sentence you will see, struggles with progression reads. It's like just copy paste, and nobody watches these quarterbacks. They just copy paste, struggles with progression reads.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, all we can do is get better as a industry. You know. Hey,
good luck with that.
Right.
Go ahead, Robbie.
Good luck with that. I love you. Let's get into our next question.
Go ahead.
So, Jake, I'm mainly asking this more so for the commissioners, but I mean also as the players. And I'd appreciate, if you're able to dabble in answer from both sides. How does this the 17-week season change the way that you're going to draft or commission in your leagues? And we'll start with the commissioner side.
So, commissioner, we're just pushing everything back a week. I will say this opens up a little bit if some people want to do a 2-week championship game to open that up. They kind of offset some of the luck that you have with that. And I get it, but you could argue both sides of it. The reason we tried to start the playoffs as late as possible while avoiding the last week of the season is to avoid as much luck as possible. You want to try and get the best teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
So how do you hopefully get the best teams in the playoffs? You add another week of the season anyway. But if you really wanted to go to a double week championship game, I could see it because that last thing you want to do is walk in with the juggernaut and lose one good game. So I could see going in their direction. We're pushing everything back a week, but we also play doubleheaders. We've been doing that for the longest time, where you play a team once a week like you normally do, but every other team you get the league average. So the top 6 scorers get another win, the bottom 6 scorers get another loss. So worst case scenario, you're the second highest score. You go 1-1. You're never like, oh my God, this 90 guy beat somebody 90 to 88 while I'm losing 150 to 149 or something like that. So
that was me in our office league. I was the highest point scored against. It was just like
do double headers. So yeah, I'm moving everything back a week. Drafting wise, Not really much different. I already did this anyway. So if anybody wasn't doing it, it sounds like Bogart, you're doing the same thing. It's like not only, and probably you too, Robbie, but it's not just go running backs early, but stock up on your bench too. Like wide receiver is so replaceable. Why are you holding on to these bench wide receivers that score 7 points every single week and barely ever get 15? Like, when are you ever starting them? And don't come at me with during the bye weeks. Everybody, that's like the best bowl argument. Everybody has value in bye weeks. Get the hell out of here. Stock up, because look at all the people that were chasing Samaje Perine and Myles Gaskin and all these guys at the end. And Myles Gaskin has a role this year. But Mike Davis,
Ahmed
at the end of the, we're just chasing running backs because you get to week 13 and there's nothing left. So stock up your bench with running backs even more with that extra game now.
Facts.
Let's go, man of my own heart.
Hey, you know it's crazy. It's like, because man, unbeknownst to you, you've helped curve my ideology on a lot of my approach, just because I've followed your work for so long. So that's why he was like, yeah, I can assume, Bogart, you do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I have subscribed to the Jake Ciely isms. You know what I mean?
Really quick, you say the tagline. Don't even come at me better than anyone. You said it twice so far. Like, every time he says it, he's fired up, and I love it. That's that passion. Yeah. Go ahead, Bogey.
Check the link, even. You know what I mean?
Check the link.
All right. No. You can handle this next one, and then I'll lead the way on the Friends joint, which I'm excited for.
So, Jake, let's go ahead and get into some handcuff strategy talk.
And first of all, real quick, when you sent me this joint, Rob, because me and Rob, we collaborate on the show sheet, and he had contributed this next topic we're talking about, and I had to go look. I'm like, there's really people acting like this right now. It's kind of
this is actually inspired. So you were on with a couple of the friends from CBS recently, and this is where I actually got this from, because I was like, damn, they really went into that. And they probably could have done another 10, 20 minutes on it. This year, I'm hearing a lot more managers. And after seeing that episode, I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, no one's saying this shit. And then I went on Twitter, I was like, that's where that question came from.
He speaks the prophetic word.
There are managers that are willing and daring enough, okay, to get away from rostering handcuffs. And at first, I thought it was crazy. But when you broke it down to me, it became a little bit more clearly. What are your thoughts on this recent frenzy? And they're clearly the smart players when you hear this.
Yeah. So I've never been a go get your handcuff guy, because there's twofold to it. One is the handcuff usually is an overpriced for the return. You're basically paying up to, go back to, everybody always remembers D'Angelo Williams because he replaced Le'Veon Bell. That was a different scenario because he was suspended too.
Yeah.
But there's a lot.
How about Derrick Henry behind DeMarco Murray? Remember, people were paying up, and it was remember that? And it was like, DeMarco Murray's still around, y'all. Like Derrick Henry. In the
look at what people pay for Latavius Murray. Look what people were playing for Alexander Madison last year, just in case Dalvin Cook. So here's what I say: is go back to what I was talking about before. Build your depth. And the second part I'll take about it is your handcuffs. Is let's go to Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison. Let's say Madison was actually good. Let's say he was just an RB 14. The best scenario you have is Cook gets hurt and you still have one running back. Yeah. If I draft Alexander Madison and I don't have Cook and Cook goes down, I have two, not one. So not only do you just build your depth, but if I take my own handcuff, my best case scenario is one running back. Maybe if I don't have Cook and I have Madison, Cook never gets hurt and Madison's a waste anyway. Well, guess what? He still would have been a waste for the Cook owner too. So that's why I don't care about handcuffs, because I'm going to build my depth now. If the handcuff's the best option, sure. I'm not going to pass on Latavius Murray if he's the best option, but don't overpay to get your backup. Just build your depth properly.
Like if I know that, and me, I'm very big when in draft. Playing fantasy defense. I love playing defense in a draft, making sure I can build my team as strong as possible while simultaneously making other teams as weak as possible.
that's what you do when you see your Dalvin Cook owner sitting in the 7th round and being like, "Oh, you thinking Madison, aren't you?" You just kind of like throw that out there just to see like,
yeah. And I'm
got
gonna
him
go
queued
ahead,
up, bro.
and that's when I'm gonna go ahead. If I see that the guy that has Zeke is sitting right there, I'm be like, hey, I'm gonna take Tony Pollard. If I'm the one that has Cook, I'm gonna take Tony. Hey, you can go ahead and deal with Cook. Dalvin isn't gonna go out until like week 14. Like later.
Speaking of certainty is path to the dark side.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'm gonna play my odds. I'm gonna also do whatever it takes, to kind of screw them over more so, but then also benefits myself. Pollard did better whenever Zeke went out.
Yeah, Madison, because he was the lone guy, though.
Yeah,
when Cook Madison goes down, you're going to see Madison and the Boom King and exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it becomes a committee, basically. You know what I mean?
There's very few running backs that step in that not only are the guy, but also have anywhere close to the value of the person in front of them. That's why they're the backups.
Yeah, like Wayne Gallman was luck. Like, that was luck.
Well, there was no one. It was also there was no one there.
He was getting close to 20. Yeah, he was getting 20 touches too.
Yeah, it was Wayne's World. You know what I mean? Like, how about this? Jamal Williams was another example over there in Green Bay. Whenever there was no Aaron Jones, it wasn't like Trent, whatever his name was. It's what is it? The lieutenant or I forget what the dude's name was. They had another guy. He was like a scat back. Either way, it was all Jamal Williams.
Javonte Williams?
No. I'm talking about whenever Jamal Williams got his opportunity whenever Aaron Jones goes down, because there was no cadet. There he goes.
Cadarius Cadet.
Jadarius Cadet. Like I said, the lieutenant. I'm like,
you gave him a promotion. He didn't even have to graduate, bro.
I promoted him all the way up to Lou. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? There's not too many examples of that. You know what I mean? I mean, like going back to the Niners thing, just grab the latest Niners running back and like that, that'll probably hit harder than, sitting on a Chase Edmonds last year. You know what I mean? Or sitting on Madison, which is like, didn't they draft another running back over there too to Minnesota?
Yeah, they drafted Nguanu.
Yeah. Hell of a name, that Nguanu.
And he actually might, he could actually pass over Madison. Madison
for sure
did not look good last year.
Yeah. His name is Alexander and he's not conquering shit. You know what I mean? He's kind of history for
that class was my very first time in the industry interviewing rookies. And I promise you, when I left that set of interviews, like I had interviewed 40 guys. I was like, they're all going to blow up. And then once the season started, I was like, oh shit, there's a chance that only one of these guys are going to be in the Super Bowl. There's only a chance that one of these interviews is going to be like that thing. And then, so I quickly learned that, now that I've been in here for about like going on 4 years now, 3-4 years now, it's like, all right, life expectancy of NFL players drastically different than what I thought in my head when I was just a casual fan. But yeah. Hey, y'all ready for some friends?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, check this out, Run Boys and Girls. My man, Jake Ciely, the all-in kid, he is all in on some friends. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to go and play a little bit of rapid fire. You know what I mean? You're the only contestant here. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for good reason.
Right. So, and I am an advocate fan of friends. Actually, when I met my girl, like I'm from the hood, you know what I'm saying? I've been with my girl for almost 18 years. And when we were young, we would watch Friends all night because on Nick at Night. And I'm saying the words to the episodes and she's like, you're all in the Friends, aren't you? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, it's not Chandler. Come on, Bogart. Who is it?
Oh, wait, what did I miss?
It's a Funko Pop. I can't see it.
Oh, yeah. Who's that? Hold on. Is that? Hold on. Who is that? I can't even see it.
I can't tell because it's a Funko Pop.
It's Joey with all of Chandler's clothes on.
Oh, nice. If he was holding a sandwich, I might have been like, okay, damn, I just gave away one of mine. All right, how about this? Let's start this one off. We'll start with one easy, and I just kind of blew that one. What's Joey Triviani's? Yes, okay. Now, for 200,000 bonus points, what kind of sandwich was Joey Triviani holding when he saved? Yes, there it is.
Oh my God.
I expected. Okay. Now, how many
he dove in front of Ross instead of Chandler, and he was actually saving a sandwich.
I remember that. See,
and it wasn't even a gunshot. It was a call. It was like a backfire
from a car.
Yeah. Okay, so how many sisters does Joey Triviani have?
7.
Nice. Okay.
Damn.
What's the name of Triviani's sister that Chandler made out with?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I think I might got him one.
Hold on. No, I gotta think about it. Because he's like, oh, which ones are, and you guys don't even know which one she is.
Well, Bogart knows.
No, in the episode, he's like, you guys don't even know because there's so many of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the scene where he's making out with the other sister, and it's only he thought he always. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna think of it. Go to the next question. I'm gonna come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
I'm gonna come back to it because I'm gonna start going through the alphabet. I'm gonna figure it out.
While we're sticking on the Joey Triviani topics, what was Joey Triviani's imaginary friend name as a
Maurice.
child? Okay, for 200 million,
No,
200 million billion
penguin,
bonus points.
Yeah.
What was Maurice's? What was
Occupation?
his profession? Yeah.
Oh, Maurice was Space Cowboy.
Yes, it's from the song. Some people call me a space cowboy.
Is that really from the song?
Yeah, some people call me Maurice. You know that?
I remember that song. Yep.
I'm a fighter. I'm a midnight. I'm probably slaughtering that, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so now,
Bogart, you were slapping for a second. I'm gonna take. Okay, I can't wait for karaoke.
Come on, you know, I'm a recording artist. You know what I mean? I do this. So now let's switch off the Joey.
Wait, no, I got it.
Okay.
He thought I was Mary Angela. That's why he was making out, because he thought I was making out with
3
Mary Angela.
million points. Okay, so now
I made it to M. I was actually going through the alphabet A, B, C, D, trying to like
he
go
got to his man. He probably was stuck on A, like it's something to do with an A. He was in the
I got stuck on the J, like as soon as, and then like Janice popped in my head, and so like all the
oh
J's
my God. Okay, so now finish this lyric. So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Your life's a joke, you're broke. Your love life's DOA.
Sometimes it's always stuck in second gear.
When it hasn't been your week, your month, or even your year.
Everybody, I'll be there for you. Like you've been there before. All right, I knew that one was gonna be fun. Okay, so that was just a little warm up. Now let's get to some nitty gritties here.
Oh, wait. Do you not know? Do you know the second song?
Oh yeah, I know the whole song, but we're going with the syndicated version where they cut it down short.
So cut it down. Yeah, the chopped up version.
Yes, you know what I mean. Okay, because Jake was ready. He was like, "Hold on, bro." He was like, "I got this." He's about to bust out the guitar and play it.
I can't play guitar. My left hand doesn't work like that. I tried.
Okay, so all right, Monica. She played field hockey.
Oh.
She was a goalie.
Big fat goalie.
There it is. All right. What was hanging on top of Monica's door?
What do you mean? Which door? Like her
in her apartment. She's
the
always there.
The yellow thing?
Yes, the yellow frame. Yes.
We'll
allow it. We'll allow it. Okay. In that apartment, many of the friends have shared this apartment. When they look out the window, what is the description of the character that they see?
Oh, the ugly,
the
ugly naked guy. I was like, ugly naked guy who actually wasn't ugly initially. If you look at the flashback episode,
right? Something happened to him along the way. You know.
How about? Do you remember what he accidentally killed?
Ooh, dang! You know what? This is why you're the contestant. He
had a cat that he sat on. Never saw it coming.
Oh,
when Ross was trying to figure out what to get him, and he was talking about the space boots, but he broke that.
Yeah, that's right. He's like ugly naked man on the space boots. Not a good sight. Okay, now we'll just start going random because I was sticking to like characters, right? But okay, so who else was in love with Rachel
besides Joey?
I don't think Joey was ever in love with her though.
Yeah, he was. Joey was completely in love with her.
He was definitely, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but so besides Joey then.
Like, do you want like the boyfriends and stuff? Like all the boyfriends?
Well, no, just who was in love with her? Outside of Ross.
Outside of Ross was Joey. Oh, like I'm trying to think of who else it would be. Like, I don't know if anybody was
give you a hint?
Like love?
Well, I mean, just this guy, it's part of his character. He's just matter of fact, he was also his employer. Yeah.
Don't they? Oh, okay. I was
Okay.
trying to think like the boyfriends and stuff like that she went out with and stuff like that. That's why.
Okay. Speaking of boyfriends,
Yes.
Monica had a boyfriend who would be partied out, right? And when he was sober, he wasn't so great. When he was partying, what was
Bobby.
his name? Yes. He was so boring when he's not drunk. It's like not so much
Ridiculously
fun,
dull, Bobby.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Now we're getting good here. All right. So what is I can't do the TV guy one. That's too obvious. What is Chandler Bing's middle name?
Muriel.
Nice. What is Chandler Bing's profession?
Oh, he's transponder. No,
Yes.
That's what the trivia question was. That's not even a word.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Is that even a word? Like,
No, because this is a joke from they did a trivia on the show, and this is one of the
The
questions.
transponder. It's something with transponding numbers. It's a transponder. Which, by the way, that annoys me because they missed questions too and just moved on to the next one, and they made that like a whole thing where they were stuck on that one question. They could just move to the next question,
Right? The clock's ticking, Jake, for 17 million points.
Oh yeah, I timed it out too. Like that clock went on forever. By the way,
Yeah. Okay, but you know what though? We'll give him transponder because that actually will allow that.
Oh, you wanted the real answer?
Yeah. But we'll allow it. I mean, because
statistical analysis, data reconfiguration.
yes.
what? That's a real job. Does someone in real life do that shit?
They even said in the episode, he's like, "How do you know how to do that?" He's like, "That's what I do."
That's what I do.
No, could you imagine that was your real life job title? I would hate life if every time someone at a bar asked me what do I do for a living, I'd be like,
and then you ended up working in advertising after you finally quit.
That sounds a lot better.
What was the occupation of Rachel Green's first fiance?
Oh, he's an orthodontist.
Nice, because some people they go, dentist. They just jump out the window like, nope, wrong.
Orthodontist.
Yes. Okay. Now
They're the same thing.
What is Monica and Ross's parents' names?
Oh, they are Jack and I just had a brain for it. Crap. Jack and I can see her face too.
It's funny because my girl, she helped me write this kind of like this portion of the show, and like this one, I didn't know
Judy,
her name either.
Jack and Judy Geller.
I was like, "Is her name Julie?" She was like, "No." Like, okay. I'm trying to see. I know you. I knew none of these were going to be no match for you. I'm glad I got you on the one at least.
I mean, if you would have asked me like who actually the real life person who played him, like I can't get those.
Yeah.
I don't know like all those.
Oh,
okay.
There's a lot of TV shows I've watched. I can't tell you who the actors were.
Here's another one. Okay. What did Joey Triviani swear he found in Las Vegas?
What he found in Las Vegas?
His
identical hand twin.
Yes. How many times has Ross Geller been divorced?
3.
Nice. Because that one, you know what's funny? That one, I argued with my girl. Because I'm like, did he actually marry Emily? But they actually technically did, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I went through the whole thing. So yeah. 3 divorces.
Yes.
3 divorce guy. There's a whole episode about it. And Phoebe talks to the girls. Would you marry him with 3 divorces?
Oh, that's
Would
right.
you date him with 3 divorces? Yeah.
That's one of the later seasons when Phoebe
Giovanni Ribisi is Phoebe's brother.
That's right. Hell of an actor too. Okay.
Do you know his name?
I don't. I can't remember the brother's
Frank
name.
Buffet
Frank.
Jr.
There it is.
And then he has Frank Jr. Jr. as one of
Frank
his
Jr.
sons.
Jr.
Y'all really have me like thinking of like, did any of these guys aside from Jennifer ever do anything after this? Like, damn, like
Chandler did. He did the whole 9 yards, and then they did a reboot. Well, actually, with the guy who was the identical hand twin is the guy from Reno 911.
Reno 911,
Jack Lennon or whatever. John Lennon.
Really?
Not John Lennon. Whatever the guy's name is.
It's pronounced Lemon.
Lemon. Yeah. He did the Odd Couple. They did a reboot of the Odd Couple.
Oh, nice. Him and Joey.
Yeah. No, the guy who played the identical hand twin.
Oh,
whatever his name is.
Yeah, you did say that. Okay. Well, you know what? Finish this lyric. Smelly cat, smelly cat.
What are they feeding you?
Yes.
Smelly cat. It's not your fault. Thomas Lennon. Thomas Lennon is his
Thomas Lennon. There it is. Hey, man, I can't stump you. I got like 50 more, but they're all like the third tier ones. I'm like, he's going to kill all those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jake, man,
Dude.
let us know what you got coming and what to expect from you. You know what I mean? And where they can find you, my brother.
Yeah, over the Athletic, easy. You see the handle at Allkid. I tweet everything out. I actually have coming out this Thursday the top 5 breakout quarterbacks for 2021. So there you go.
Cannot wait.
Can we consider Herbert a breakout, even though he did last year?
No, I have some hesitancies about Herbert. I think he could put up the exact same numbers over the full season, and maybe even a slight dip. It's because I'll leave you out on this one. Is I just those last 5 or 6 games, he wasn't terrible. He was still good.
It was when Austin Powers Eckler comes back. Now he's actually is a smart QB. He could check it down instead of hero ball it or extend the play. He had, you know what I mean? It just the numbers in fantasy tapered down. I didn't like it.
Say hi to Barkley.
Puppy.
The other Barkley.
Hi, Barkley.
Say hi, Barkley. Look over here. Say hi.
We got another special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Barkley's famous, man. You know
That famous. I know. Look at those ears. Oh my God.
it's the other mix that I don't know the half of because she's a rescue. So pit mix with something.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. I used to run a pit bull rescue actually back in the day. Actually, may he rest in peace. My male came from bloodline breeds from DMX's kennel up north.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
I was
crazy.
like, I got
breeds, give us money.
Yeah, I got Kingston when I was like, I was like 9 years old. Like I was like a kid, dude. Yeah.
It's funny. He immediately went back to that time. He's like, man, I miss Kingston.
Take me back.
I'm sorry. I saw your dog, and then like me and my wife, we move into a new place, and I'm able to get a puppy finally. So I'm sorry. Seeing your dog, it was like, damn.
Okay.
You got it. It's on the way.
I need to leave you. I need you to leave us on this one, actually. So this one could be a 1-word answer, and then my man Robbie can roll the creds.
Yep, I'm about to hit the credits.
So, in 1 word, through free agency and the draft, have the New York Giants won back your fandom yet?
No.
Or have they done enough?
Hey.
Okay. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Rum Boys and Girls, that has been episode 12 of My Version's Better. Check out our fellas, the Fantasy First Rounders live Wednesday night.
Right. Yep.
You got what you got going to Business and Brews this week?
Business and Brews this week. Oh, I don't know actually. I have Dr. Kevin J. Murray coming on.
Nice.
We're gonna be getting you guys excited for Canton, the Fantasy Football Expo, and Draft Night Out. You will not want to miss it. Literally one of the best live draft. I don't even know what to call it. Presenters, throwers. The best.
We're going with it. We'll allow it.
Best throwers of fantasy live drafts ever.
Promoters, maybe.
Yeah, promoter. Yeah, why did I just say that?
Oh, masters of ceremony.
Yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the Liddiest. How about that? The Liddy Committee. Let's go.
The Liddy Committee, ladies and gentlemen. This is in My Version's Better. Catch us Friday night, Rum Boys After Dark. Dilly dilly.
Hey.
Can I roll some? Can I keep it lit? Can I smoke some? Can I be about a grip? Can I stack up? Can I say money talk? I don't flat